Welcome to our video presentation. We developed a smart glasses application called FEED, standing for Food, Eating Estimate and Detection for Dietary Monitoring. Here comes the outline of this video. We'll discuss how we gather users' requirements, hardware specification, food recognition, chewing detection, remote data analysis, how we evaluate the application, and finally make a conclusion. So in the first place, we must figure out what are our users' requirements. We interviewed our target users, who are office workers living in busy lives, as well as people with obesity and diabetes in different genders, ages, and occupations. And we found that at present, people who want to monitor their diets need to manually type in their meal intake. And our interviewees pointed out that it is a tedious process, and they are often too busy to forget about it, which results in inconsistent dietary records and inaccurate guidance. Our interviewees believed they need a smart wearable device able to automatically record their diets and eating habits, and to give them meal details such as calorie, sugar, and nutrition in real time, and furthermore to inform them if the meal is healthy or if they are eating too fast. Although they already have active diet recorders on the market, these devices designed to wear on the head or neck are quite unnatural and inconvenient for daily use. Therefore, we developed a dietary monitoring application on smart glasses with functions of recognizing food intake by gaze, detecting users' eating behaviors through chewing, and analyzing diet data based on users' health condition and lifestyle.
Hardware specification. We have used Qualcomm Snapdragon 835 ARM-based processor. Using ARM-based processor, we can save huge battery, as ARM-based processors are more power efficient compared to x86-based processors. Also, ARM-based processor Snapdragon 835 is called system on chip. Most of the sensors required by wearable devices are on single chip, so no need to add extra devices or sensors. Graphic processing unit is GPU from Mali G71, which can be used for image processing. We are using holographic smart glass, so rendering holograms and user interface for smart glasses, we are using HPU. Here is a sample of food recognition system. Uh, System can detect many food at a time with sensors. This is a screenshot of food recognition application on mobile. This all data can be synced between devices, smart glasses, and mobile. Here is a example of mobile devices. Data processing and image processing is done by artificial intelligence, machine learning, and neural network or at data center, because as a wearable devices or smart glasses has limited processing power and cannot done all the processing in seconds, or it required data center to process all this data. After each dinner, user can get how much calorie they have remaining for that day. This experience is personalized per user, as each user have different weight, age, and gender, so their data is recorded on personalized base, and user can know how much calories remaining for the day, how much calories they already eat, and how much uh, th- how much they can gain weight and other health they can know using the app.
People can get bad eating habits nowadays. The first reason is that people may skip meals when they are busy with work. So we have built an intake schedule for the user. The intake schedule is that the system will record the time and when the user start taking meals and the duration of the meal. The second is the number of chewing cycles during each bite. Due to the fast lifestyle nowadays, it is common that people eat in a hurry or eating while walking, which is bad for digestion. So despite getting ingredients of the food by just looking at it, we have also made a glass available to monitor the user's daily dietary by integrating EMG sensors into the smart glasses. The EMG sensors can sense the activation of the jaw muscle during chew by placing electrodes over the skin surface. So in order to detect the event while the user is eating, we place 3 EMG sensors at the eyeglass frame, one at the nose pad and the other two at the place at the arm of the glasses. Our test has proved that when user is chewing food, these 3 sensors will detach from the skin at a regular frequency, producing amplitude variations in the EMG signal. Also, by analyzing the waveform chart, we can detect the bite force of the user, which can help us analyze the hardness of the food. EMG sensors has 2 modes, working mode and idle mode. On idle mode, the sensor samples at a very low rate based on the sensor's data. The glass will decide whether the user is eating or not. If the signal variance is beyond the threshold, which means the user is likely to start eating, the glass would turn to working mode. Also, in order to improve the user experience, we cover the electrode with conduct textile material. The textile electrode are soft and can be curved to fit any user. We set the sampling rate of the EMG sensors to 256 Hz. To remove the noise, we also applied a common filter to remove the noises generated by the sensor. So here is the example of our chewing detection result. We can analyze the result by its amplitude and frequency to decide whether the user is eating too fast.
The roasted beef looks great, doesn't it? But do you know how much the proportion of the food nutrition structure in here? Don't worry, Remote Data Server will record this data for you. According to the scan picture, system can analyze it. Data center will provide users with a diet planning for a reasonable food intake. As for personalized service, Feed also helps people with diabetes, overweight, and so on more carefully for their intake of food. When they have a deal, Feed will remind them, such food in our given type you should not intake more than 54 grams. In the proposal part, data center will allow dietitians to access to background platform, given personalized diet recommendations according to the continuous food intake data combined with users' movement data. The system will conclude this feedback and push to the users as the message in their mobile phones. As for commercial values, Feed will recommend some healthy and raw materials on their mobile phones. In addition, based on the location-based system and large data, Feed can recommend some restaurant with healthier food so that people can have a healthy choice.
In this section, we'll discuss how we adopt evaluation methods to assess our prototype. Our methods include observation, questionnaire, and test on different groups based on time. We firstly gathered groups of volunteers with 4 people in each group, and all of them were our target users. Group 1 were people with bad eating habits that eat too fast. Group 2 were people with obesity, and Group 3 were people with diabetes. Then we showed our application to these groups, brought meals to them, and let them have a try with it. And we observed that people learned this application very fast, and it only took few minutes. After the meal, we handed out questionnaire to collect more information about how people feel about the application. The feedback indicated that the first view of our application was good, and people thought it would be useful to help monitor dietary behaviors and maintain health. All volunteers thought the food recognition using gaze was accurate, and the chewing recognition was an effective method to slow down the pace of meals consciously. To test our application have positive influence on different groups of people, we employed tests based on time for each group, comparing their initial record with data collected after 1 week. We reminded our volunteers to keep the application running whenever they eat. A week later, Group 1 members were observed to slow down their chewing of each bite, and volunteers in Group 2 lost about 2 kilograms as they reduced calorie and fat intake. As for Group 3, participants themselves tested their blood glucose for the 7 days and reported their blood glucose level were stable and within reasonable range. Therefore, the test results indicated our application did have positive effect on diet habits and health maintenance.
Conclusion. The achievement which the previous products did not accomplish is that it requires some daily diet without realization, and does not ask people to do some measurement deliberately, such as chewing measurement. Meanwhile, restaurants can provide manual data to data center. When a user comes into the restaurant and open the application, it will pop up the food which may be more suitable for him. That's the point to develop this application's commercial value. However, there are some challenges we should overcome. We need more kinds of sensors to do a comprehensive assessment. For the future work, we will develop a sensor that we can detect blood sugar level by sweat, or a sensor through his breath to analyze how his digestive system is. Furthermore, we can even implant a chip under the subcutaneous tissue. We believe that we can keep people's daily health through an accurate and comprehensive food assessment. Thank you for listening.